the Ahronim discussing the question, what if a person already said peri on the new fruit? He took by mistake a new fruit. He forgot, and he said peri. Now he must eat from the peri. Should he say shehyanu? Or we say, oh, shehyanu is forbidden these days, do not say shehyanu.
Change the peri. Change the peri.
No, it's a good question. So Eliyahu is suggesting take another peri. So the halacha is, if you didn't have in mind to eat the other peri, the bracha does not apply for it. For example, if somebody is holding a fruit in his hand, even an apple, and he says peri, and by somehow the apple fell to the main hole, got lost completely, can't get it back. He wants to take another apple. You have to repeat the bracha now, because the bracha that he said on the other apple, the first apple, does not apply on anything. Yeah? Say Baruch Shem Kivon Malchuto Le'olam V'ayed, to cover up for the first bracha. Bracha Vatala. What can you do? And then you say another bracha on the other apple. Unless what? Unless if the other fruit was already in front of you, and you had in mind to eat it. Let's say you want to eat apple and a pear. They were both in front of you. So the apple got lost, but the pear is still in front of you. So then you can eat it instead of the apple. But if it wasn't in front of you, you didn't have in mind to eat it, just to grab it from the refrigerator now and then to say, oh, I said before it's going to apply for this fruit, that doesn't work this way. Yeah. So again, so he took now a peri hadash. You have a question over there?
No.
Got the answer. Okay, so now you take a new fruit. What do? By mistake, this guy took a new fruit. He said peri, and then you remember, oh, Ben Hametzarim. What am I doing? I'm not supposed to say shehyanu. What's the halacha? So Sefer Knesset Agdula says, in such a case, he should say birkat shehyanu. הגאון מסוכות שלו בספר אבני נזר שלו also says, the mitzvah of shehyanu now, it's a must for him. He's not, we're not going to reject the beracha of shehyanu because of the minhag not to say birkat shehyanu these days. The minhag is not to say shehyanu, meaning do not eat the fruit and then you don't say shehyanu. But once you're already in the situation that you must eat from the fruit, you cannot not eat now, right? Because you already said peri, you must taste from the fruit. Otherwise, it's going to be beracha vatala. In the issue of beracha vatala, according to some of the poskim, Rambam, Rav Yitzchak Israeli, and others, they hold it's shiur deoraita. Beracha vatala is shiur deoraita according to some of the poskim. So now what? If he's not going to eat from the fruit, he's going to do shiur deoraita. If he's not going to say birkat shehyanu, if he's not going to eat, if he's not going to say shehyanu, he's also over on takana derabanan. Even though the Gemara Masechet Eruvin Daf Mem says that shehyanu on fruits or on clothes, it's reshut. It's not chova. Reshut means before you eat it. Yeah, I don't have to take a fruit and eat it. So it's reshut. But once you're already eating the fruit, that's already chova. You're supposed to say shehyanu. That's the explanation of the poskim regarding this halacha. Maran Ahida also, the Sifro Birkei Yosef, also agreed that if you already said peri, you should say shehyanu now. We're not going to lose the beracha because of the minhag not to say shehyanu these days. The minhag is not to say lechatchila. But now you're already in a b'di'avad situation. In a b'di'avad situation, you eat from the fruit, of course, and you say birkat shehyanu before. You said ha'etz, so you say shehyanu. You're allowed to eat from the fruit. That's really the point of many of the poskim. The other question is, pregnant woman, sometimes if she sees something, she desires it. And that causes her, sometimes, sometimes it causes even danger. That's the Gemara says in Masechet Psahim, we have it, מעוברה שהריחה, מסכת יומא also, מעוברה שהריחה, מאכילים אותה עד שתשוב נפשה. If a pregnant woman smelled food on Yom Kippur, the neighbor is making a barbecue, Yom Kippur she smells. So נשתנו פניה, see her face was changing, לא חשין לה first, לא חשין whispering to her, Yom Kippur today, Yom Kippur. If she come down, okay, Yom Kippur, Yom Kippur, Yom Kippur, okay, I'm good. Oh, she got it in control, that's beautiful. We're not giving it to her. But if we say Yom Kippur, it doesn't help. Yom Kippur, not Yom Kippur, she's almost fainting. So we're giving it to her. פיקוח נפש. אחרי כל התורה כולה. פיקוח נפש דוחה יום הכיפורים. פיקוח נפש is a life risk. Yeah? You're saving her life. You're giving her to eat from the food. Even if it's not kosher. Even if it's pork. Yeah? You're giving her to save her life. because פיקוח נפש דוחה כל התורה כולה. כן? כל התורה. ביסדנו 3 עבירות. עבודה זרה, גילוי עריות, שפיכות דמים. להרג ואל יעבור. עד הייסורים, כל התורה נדחית בעניין זה. Gemara tells 2 stories. Gemara says once was a pregnant woman in Yom Kippur that smelled food and her face changed, and they whispered to her Yom Kippur, and she calmed down. And Rabbi says, "Betuhani bo shiye more oraot b'Yisrael." This baby is going to be a big tzaddik, big chacham. Umanu Rabbi Yochanan. He became Rabbi Yochanan, yeah, because he heard Yom Kippur. He took a step back. That's it. Yom Kippur is not making troubles now. There was another story that the whisper to the lady is not it's Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur didn't help. She wanted the food and they fed her. And who came from there? Shabtai Atzer peri. היה אחד שבתאי that he was holding the fruits on the market, and only when the prices were skyrocketing, he was slowly selling it. קיצר, מפקיע שעבי. Yeah? So היה מלסתם את הבריות. על זה נאמר, בטרם יצרתיך בבטן, ידעתיך. כן? על הצדיק. ועל זה נאמר, זו רשעים מרחם. על הצדיק, as we read in after Rav ירמיה הנביא, השם told him, בטרם יצרתיך בבטן, ידעתיך. When I created you in your mother's stomach, I know who you're going to be. Yeah? This is going to be tzaddik. And the other one was already merachem, resha'im merachem, zo resha'im merachem. Okay, so now we see that a me'aberet, a pregnant woman who desires something, it could cause her a problem. So she wants this new fruit on Ben Hametzarim. What are you going to do? Not talking about pikuach nefesh. Of course, if it was a situation of pikuach nefesh, you give it to her. But even before, because now we're talking about just a minhag, but she just wanted very much, she desires it very much. Her face did not change, she's not in pikuach nefesh. We're still giving it to her. And now it's a mahloket whether or not she should say shehyan. Rav Hida is surprising over here, because he says, no, give her the fruit, let her eat it without shehyan. But the Ahonim is asking contradiction, Hida. פה בסעיף קטן ח' כתבת לנו שלא תברך. בסעיף קטן י"ב כתבת לנו שמי שטעה ברך בורא פרי העץ, יברך שיחיה. Well, what's the difference? Both of them in a situation of b'di'avad. The conclusion of the Ahonim that in both cases they'll say shehyan. If a me'aberet desired a new fruit on these days, you give it to her and she's allowed to say shehyan. Similar to someone who's not well. And doctor says, give him fruits, give him something, vitamins, he needs it. And now these new fruits, it's helping him. So it's huleh. We're giving him new fruits, and he's allowed to say shehyanu. But other people, healthy people,